Indian defense exports are set to make a huge mark in the hotly contested South China Sea region. The Philippines is likely to strike a major deal with New Delhi this year to acquire the Indian Army's Akash Air Defence System. The agreement, worth $200 million, if finalized, will mark Manila's second major import from India after the successful deployment of the BrahMos supersonic cruise missiles to protect against the Chinese expansionist threat to the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. For years now, China has been selling weapons worth billions of dollars to Pakistan and Bangladesh to undermine Indian defense and sovereignty. Now India too is making major inroads in Beijing's backyard. Meanwhile, the Philippines is in the midst of a major military overhaul, increasingly turning to India for defense equipment while also acquiring the American F-16 fighter jets. The Indian Akash is a short-range surface-to-air missile system with a kill zone up to 25 to 30 kilometers. Its missiles can fly at Mach 2.5 and hit targets as high as 18 kilometers or 59,000 feet. It hasn't been disclosed whether the Philippine Army or the Philippine Marine Corps is pursuing the Akash Air Defence deal, but the development does highlight India's growing strategic partnership with the Philippines, as well as acknowledgement of India's rise as a defense manufacturing powerhouse. General Romeo Brawner, the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, confirmed the acquisition of more military hardware from India to modernize Manila's arsenal. While speaking to PTI videos recently, General Brawner expressed satisfaction with Manila's arsenal of the Indian BrahMos ship killer missile system and emphasized their strategic value. He remarked, quote, "We are looking at the possibility of procuring more missile systems and other platforms from India. We already have the BrahMos system. We are happy with them. We are still waiting for the delivery of few more components, but so far they are creating a very good deterrent effect in the South China Sea." Unquote. But why has the Indian Akash Air Defence System captured the attention of the Philippine Armed Forces? What makes it special? Made by India's Defence Research and Development Organization, this missile system can operate in a completely autonomous mode while employing multiple air targets simultaneously. In fact, the DRDO claims the Akash missile system is the first system in the world capable of engaging 4 different aerial targets simultaneously as far as 25 kilometers of range. Now, this becomes key in protecting strategic military installations from enemy fighter jets or missile attacks. The Akash missile system has been designed to destroy highly maneuverable targets like unmanned aerial vehicles or UAVs or armed drones, fighter aircraft, cruise missiles, as well as small missiles launched from attack helicopters. Using an electronic countermeasure system, the Akash system can also protect mobile or moving procession of vehicles carrying high-ranking officials. China has a similar system to that of Indian Akash. It's called the Sky Dragon 50, though it's categorized as a medium-range SAM and much information is not available in the public domain. All in all, both BrahMos and Akash missiles will only enhance the defense and operational capabilities of the Philippine military. Now, India delivered the first battery of the BrahMos supersonic cruise missiles and launchers to the Philippines in a $375 million deal in April 2024. The missile is deployed by the Filipino Navy just 250 kilometers away from the Scarborough Shoal, a resource-rich and disputed region that the Chinese vessels encircle almost every day. The Philippines' urgency to procure another Indian weapon system comes amidst its escalating conflict with China over the hotly disputed Scarborough Shoal off the northwestern Philippines coast. Now, Scarborough Shoal lies in Manila's exclusive economic zone, but China claims it as its own. But that's just a CCP habit. Don't be surprised tomorrow if the CCP will start claiming the moon or the planet Mars. China refuses to accept international maritime law, nor respects its neighbors' maritime rights through its imaginary and illegal 9-dash line. Manila's potential procurement of the Akash Air Defence System comes after months of mounting tensions with Beijing and confrontation at sea. A Chinese Coast Guard vessel even dared to enter the island nation's exclusive economic zone off the coast of Zambales. This has become a fresh flashpoint between the nations. In fact, the Chinese Coast Guard vessel known as the Monster almost collided with a Filipino vessel, further raising tensions and risking an all-out conflict. China's Coast Guard vessels have been routinely operating near Zambales since early this year, and CCP mouthpiece The Global Times describes them as fully justified. But the Chinese Coast Guard must really be careful. Zambales is the same place where Manila is setting up its first BrahMos anti-ship missile base, and even a single strike can send the monster ship to the bottom of the South China Sea. Satellite imagery has revealed the construction of this BrahMos missile base, which represents a quantum leap in the nation's self-defense capabilities. According to internal simulations conducted by the Indian Army, a salvo of just 3 BrahMos missiles can topple or sink even the biggest Chinese aircraft carrier. A few weeks back, Filipino and Chinese officials engaged in a war of words after a Chinese military helicopter tailed a Filipino light aircraft undertaking a routine patrol of the Scarborough region. In the past, while Philippines' president has warned China against committing any acts of war, the nation's defense chief Gilberto Teodoro rubbished any Chinese 9-dash claims, calling them, quote, the biggest fiction and lie that no Southeast Asian country would accept, unquote. As tensions escalate, Indian BrahMos and Akash Air Defence System will now become Manila's shield in case of any conflict with China. Have your say. Should India boost its defense alliances with other ASEAN nations as well? India's proposal to the United Arab Emirates for its Akash Air Defence missile system represents a daring initiative in its aspiration to become a leading global defense exporter. DRDO developed with 96% indigenous content, the Akash Air Defence System is capable of engaging several aerial targets simultaneously, ranging from drones to ballistic missiles up to a range of 30 kilometers. Its possible export marks a significant escalation of the India-UAE relations, going beyond trade to defense and security cooperation. If approved, it will be UAE's first large Indian defense purchase and a key milestone for India's Look West policy. With inbuilt ECCM capabilities, 360-degree launch and multi-target capability, Akash is a potent, affordable substitute for costly Western missile systems. This step not only enhances India's strategic presence in the Gulf region but also emphasizes its commitment to redefine global defense alliances through indigenous innovation and strategic diplomacy. Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.